Hello, I'm Rebecca and welcome to MHA Active. Today we're going to be having a look at some different festive Christmas crafts that we can do together, and we're going to also be talking throughout all of the different videos about the benefits. These videos are great for well-being, for mindfulness, for getting out into nature, and for just taking a little bit of time to yourself to get lost within an activity and a craft. Today I will be showing you how to make a festive Christmas centrepiece. So what we are going to do is we're going to start by taking some chicken wire. Again, this is something that we can get from most sort of hardware shops, and it's also everything that we're going to be putting in here we're going to ensure is really environmentally friendly as well. So we've got the moss that you're going to be able to just pop into the compost, or it can go onto your onto flower beds outside. We have got a plastic pot here, but again that can go into the recycling. We have got the chicken wire that again can go into the recycling, and all the other bits as well can be either composted or they can be recycled to ensure that we're being as environmentally friendly as we possibly can. So we're going to start by taking our moss. And we're going to pop it into our chicken wire. And with the chicken wire, we're going to start folding it in on itself so that we bring it all into the centre. And the chicken wire and the moss itself is going to create the alternative to what we would usually and traditionally use as the oasis base. So because the oasis isn't biodegradable, we are trying, as florists and in the floristry industry, we're trying to ensure that we're using something that is much, much kinder on the environment. So pop your little moss ball onto the pot. So this is just to make sure that we're not getting, once it's been put onto your table centrepiece, we don't want it to be that the moss itself is sitting on the table and it's going to be getting it wet. So pop that on the top. I'm just going to take a little bit of a tie. Pop it round, bring it back up onto the top and give it a twist just so it's nice and secure. And with that little end, fold it back over on itself and push it back into the moss. So we've got a lot of spruce here. The spruce is going to be the basis of the table centrepiece, and we're also then going to bring in some eucalyptus foliage as well, and we've also got some pine cones, some oranges, and we're going to add a Christmas candle as well. So start by taking all of the little bits of your spruce. You want to cut them down so that they're not overly big, and we want to strip the bottom of the stem. So start by pulling those bits off so that we've got a nice stem and we can see it all, it's all exposed. This bit smells really nice as well. So the pine needles themselves, once you've popped them to one side, they can also be put into an oil burner. So if you pop a little bit of boiling water and the pine needles themselves just into the water, they'll give a really nice fragrance into the room. So we're going to start by taking our spruce, and you want to push it into the moss. So the moss is going to give the moisture and a nice little bit of water supply to the spruce, so it'll keep it really fresh over the festive season. So you want it to be that you are going all around the outside and making your festive wreath, you want it to be that you're going all the way around the outside and you're making your centrepiece approximately the same the same measurement all the way around. Okay, so work your way around the wreath, just filling in with the spruce. And make sure that it's an even, you've got a pretty even circle all the way around. I'm then going to go in with a bit in the centre. So that we've got a nice bit of height. And when you pop in this through, you will have to kind of work with the moss a little bit. It'll tell you where it's wanting the foliage to go through. So we're just going to keep building and we'll start to make a really nice shape. So keep spinning and keep just having a look at it. Have a little stand back and see how it's looking. There we go, so we've got a nice little shape there. So I'm then going to take some eucalyptus, which again is really fragrant and beautiful. So we're going to cut the stems off and just strip a couple of those leaves at the bottom. And the reason that we strip the leaves is because we don't want any of the leaf going into the moss. It then creates bacteria and it means that the leaf itself won't last quite as long. So I'm just popping the eucalyptus through so we've got a nice even distribution. And then I'm then going to take a slightly larger leaf of eucalyptus as well. And I'm just going to snip quite short bits. You only want them to be quite little really. And then these are just going to fill in the little gaps that we've got. So keep turning the centrepiece. And of course keep building until you feel happy with it. Okay, so we are now fully greened up. We shouldn't be able to see really any of the moss there at all. You can see tiny little bits, but that's okay. We are then going to fill in as well with the decorative pieces. So I'm going to take some pine cones and I'm going to wire them. So we're going to wire them by popping the wire through the base of the pine cone itself and pulling it right through to its spine, and then giving the wires a twist so it's nice and secure. I'm going to put 3 pine cones in, but of course if you want to put 5 or you want to go for a different number, that's absolutely fine. So I'm going to pop these around the outside. I'm just going to push the wire into the moss. And I'm going to put them at a little bit of an angle so that they're facing slightly outwards and they're also facing upwards very slightly as well. And I'm going to put them so they're a fairly even distribution around the centrepiece itself. So you can see that we've got those 3 pieces there. I'm then going to move on to pop some very nice and fragrant orange slices through. So these are dried pieces, and you can get these from various different craft stores. So I'm going to wire these individually, and you want to do that by pushing through the segment with the wire and pulling those legs down, and then just wrapping one around the other. Okay, so I'm going to go in with the oranges in the alternate places from where the pine cones are. So I'm going to pop one just in between there. I'm going to spin and pop one in between those 2. And one in between the last 2. And then I'm going to pop some just underneath the pine cones. And I'm going to angle it down very slightly as well, just so that you can still see the orange itself. So underneath the pine cone again, and underneath the pine cone. Okay, I've also got some really lovely little wooden stars as well that we're going to pop through. So I'm going to just bend it very slightly from its head, just so that you're making it into that kind of shape. And then pop it in. If it feels like it's not quite long enough, you can always wire it. So to pop one slightly higher, I am going to wire it. So exactly the same as what we've done previously. Pull those legs down, pop one around the other 2. So it's nice and secure. Give it a little bend again at the top. And the last one for the stars. Okay, I'm now going to pop some little baubles through as well, just so we've got a little bit of festive glitter. So we're starting now for it to be, it's quite full now, so I'm going to go in between the pine cones and the orange slices. And the wires might be a little bit long as well if they're pre-wired, so I'm just going to cut them down. Okay, I'm now also going to take just some tiny little pine cones here that have just got a little bit of frosting on the outside of them. Give those a cut. And then I'm going to wire each individual piece. So pop the wire under your thumb, pull it down and wrap that leg round again. So because these are only very small, I'm just going to dot them round. Just a couple of them, we don't need a lot, but it's just a nice little finishing touch. And the final little thing that we're going to do is we are going to take I've got a rose gold candle here, but obviously whatever colour candle you'd like, and I'm going to pop it into the centre. You might need to just have a little bit, just cut some of that chicken wire and just make a little space for it to be able to go in. And then take your candle and push it right down into the moss so that it's nice and secure. And there you have it, a lovely Christmas centrepiece. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you on the next one.